UW-Platteville has terminated its athletic director. UW-Platteville Communications confirmed Michael Knipe was terminated last week, but would not comment on why he is no longer with the university or what happened leading up to his termination. He started in May of last year after the death of former athletic director and assistant chancellor Dr. Christina Navarro-Krupka. She died unexpectedly in November of 2023.